Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the One Piece podcast. Back with Lamb Chops.
Hey.
So it's been about a month since our last one. It's entirely Matt's fault. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's mostly my fault.
But basically, we have a lot to talk about this week. I mean, just from the manga, there's a lot to talk about because there's been like 3 issues. There was a break 1 week, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot happened.
Yeah. So, we left off, the last chapter we did was the one where Momo, we found out, was, like, super important. But now, the last chapter after that was the one with the Minx explaining, what was that, chapter 18, I think? No, 819. Or 820, one of those two. And we found out that the Minx are actually, they were like vassals on Roger's crew.
Yeah.
That's 820, that's what it was. So, I mean, that's like huge. Like, they gave away some pretty... There was a really information heavy chapter. Like, they talked a lot about Roger and their trips, and like, it was mostly like them reminiscing over everybody famous that they knew, right? Like,
yeah, I'm just pulling it up right now.
Like Luffy's all excited, like, wait a minute, that means you know Shanks, right? And they're like, oh yeah, old red hair, we know that guy. Which is funny to me now, because like, if you think back to Marineford, whenever Buggy was talking about Shanks,
yeah,
and Luffy and Whitebeard were talking about Shanks, like, you remember how everybody reacted? They're like, this is like a legendary conversation we're privy to here.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. We're old buddies.
Yeah. But then, like, if any of those people back from there heard this conversation,
yeah,
it'd just be like, they'd all be just like, in complete and utter shock.
Mm-hmm. Usopp's like taking notes about all this, like, whoa, this is big stuff.
Oh yeah, and they talked about going to the end of the Grand Line following the normal log pose way, also.
Right. So, like, Nami brought up something kind of important whenever they were talking about Crocus, where she just totally interrupts Brook, which kind of pissed me off when I was reading it, because I was like, no, we need information from Brook, he knows so much. But then she brought up the log pose, and I was like, oh, fine, that's important too. But basically, she was like, so wait a minute. You're saying that like, the X marks the spot with the red poneglyphs, right? But does that mean, like, if we're just... But she's saying, like, well, we just figured that Raftel would be at the end of the Grand Line, right? Because, you know, if we keep going on this path, like, isn't that what it was leading us to?
Yeah, isn't that what... Because that's what Crocus told them.
Right. And so... I think it was, yeah, Inuarashi is just like, well, actually, you're kind of, like, super far ahead of schedule, because you're not even supposed to know about, like, the Void Sentry and the Poneglyphs and all that stuff until you get to the end of the Grand Line. And they're just like, oh. Well,
yeah.
Like, we've known about this shit since, like, Skypiea. Like...
It's all because of Nico Robin.
No, it was actually before that, yeah, because there was Alabasta, right?
Yep. Well, Nico Robin's known about it, like, the whole time.
Yeah, but they didn't...
I don't know when they actually explained it to everyone.
Yeah, but I don't think that... Because Robin has known about it, like, forever.
Yeah.
But she wasn't, like, you know, buddy-buddy with them until Alabasta.
Yeah. I mean, but...
And that's when we first saw Poneglyph, right?
I know, we saw the Poneglyph, but I don't know if it was explained yet then, you know? Was it?
Think it was.
I feel like it might not have been explained until Skypiea.
Yeah. Well, no, because remember there was that whole big thing about the ancient weapons in Alabasta, where the king was like, why did you lie to him about what it says? You don't remember that?
Oh! Oh, so, yeah.
Like, we've known for a long time that Robin could read poneglyphs.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. But so then that means that, like... what's at the end of the Grand Line then that tells them about the ancient history?
Hmm.
And,
So there's the place that all the needles end up pointing at, then the Grand Line.
and also, how are you not supposed to figure it out on your way there? Because, like we said, there's like poneglyphs along the way, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
But no one would know what they are.
Yeah. I guess the only reason they did it was because of Robin, huh?
Yeah.
And Crocodile kind of brought up that it was important.
How do you learn the mystery at the island, though? What?
Like, what is it? What? I mean, it's got to be either information on that island or like the place itself. I'm thinking that maybe it's like Mary Joa is at the end of the Grand Line or something like that. But that wouldn't make sense because it's actually at the halfway point, right, by Marine headquarters. So that can't be right. Do you think it's Elbath, maybe? Because, like, Elbath's supposed to be super important because of all the foreshadowing.
And it's ancient. Elbath is ancient also.
Right.
But I don't know because they might be able to explain about the civilization that birthed those stones, but I feel like wouldn't be what it is.
But then Wano is in the same boat. Like, Wano knows all about this stuff, and they actually created the poneglyphs, so it's like... I mean, maybe that's not, like, along the Grand Line, any of the Grand Line paths or something like that.
Maybe. Well, but we're gonna have to find out.
Right, but like
because they're gonna do it anyway. Because they said, "Don't worry about it. You have not lost your way. Continue on." So they're gonna go to that
my
island
question
anyway.
is, if the only point of traveling to the end of the Grand Line is to learn about the poneglyph stuff, why don't they just stop their journey and be like, "Oh, well, if we're already ahead of schedule anyway, well, let's just go find Raftel then." Like,
well, but I feel like Luffy would want to do it the correct way.
I know, but it's just like. Why? Like, what's the point?
And also, they probably want to know what's there, because these guys are being kind of secretive as to what's actually there.
See, that's the reason I think it's Elbath, is because there's no reason now for them to actually go to that island, but they're still going to, so I'm thinking, well, it's gotta be Elbath then, right? Because, like, Usopp wants to go there, right? And it's, like, the only thing I can think of that would fit all the criteria for it.
Yep, ancient civilization with knowledge, it's... place that they need to go for for just a reason to do it, to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then what happened? Let's see. Then they're like all praising Nami and everything. What was the next thing? Oh, and we learned about Marco and the Payback War and all that stuff. That was huge. We learned that Blackbeard pirates have been going after the Whitebeard pirates and Which, one thing I didn't realize is that I thought that whenever Blackbeard got 2 Devil Fruit powers, that was what put him as one of the 4 emperors. Like, I thought that was the thing that declared him an emperor. But then, I think Nekomamushi was one of them who said it was, he said that it was only after they defeated the Whitebeard pirates in the Payback War that he became an emperor. So like, you need to be really strong to be an emperor. Like, because having 2 Devil Fruit powers, nobody was ever that strong before, right? Or, like, nobody ever had that much power before. But then...
It was Robin who said it was only after the
it was Robin.
war.
But then, that still wasn't enough to make him an emperor. So, like...
Yeah.
They don't screw around deciding that role.
I think it was more that all the other ones hated him and wouldn't acknowledge him as it, but now
they have to.
They're now kind of forced to acknowledge his power.
I love how Luffy remembered Marco by the guy with the pineapple head. Like, that's how he remembered him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think of the whole thing with Burgess and the knife and them collecting devil fruits? Because a lot of people think that it's a special knife that can steal devil fruit powers, and then a lot of people think that it's just a normal knife and they have like fruits on them that steal. I'm part of the latter half that believes that it's just like a normal knife that he uses to kill devil fruit users, and he has like a sack full of fruits, and one of them becomes the devil fruit. What do you think?
That seems likely. It's probably more just like a normal knife. You see them carrying around the fruits, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, so why do you think Blackbeard's on a mission to steal all the devil fruits then? Do you think he's like making an army, or do you think he wants them for himself, or?
I feel like there's more secrets about devil fruits that we don't know, and I feel like Blackbeard knows some of the secrets.
Yeah. Well, he has studied them ever since like
Yeah.
he was on Whitebeard's ship, right? So.
And I feel like Shanks also knows the secrets, but that's why Shanks and his crew don't use devil fruits, because of the secrets about them.
Do you think that Roger had a devil fruit, and if so, what do you think it was?
I don't think so. I always just assumed he didn't, but who knows?
I think it would be cool if he didn't, but I kind of also think that he had the fruit that Luffy has, because then it would make sense as to why Shanks has it, or had it.
Yeah. But why wouldn't he just leave it on a ship? Why would he carry it around with him everywhere?
To protect it.
But the chest wasn't even locked.
Well, he didn't think that Luffy was as dumb as he is, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he was like, he's just a kid. I don't have to worry about guarding it around him, because he's just a kid, but then...
Yeah, but still, if you would carry it around all over the place, I'm pretty sure he would, at least keep it locked, so that if there's someone who sees him carrying around this chest everywhere, they won't just, assume it's a great treasure and open it and take out whatever's in it.
Yeah, but I think the thing with Shanks is that he's strong enough that it doesn't matter. Somebody could see he had the One Piece on him, and it wouldn't matter, because he's just strong enough to take him out, right?
Yep. He's strong enough to end a war between the world government, the Whitebeard pirates, and Blackbeard just by showing up.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious as to why Blackbeard wants the devil fruits, though, because, my theory with Blackbeard is that I'm one of the people that believes he has, the Cerberus fruit, where, the three-headed dog that guards hell, that fruit, and that he can have a total of 3 devil fruits, which he currently does, in my opinion, or maybe 4 if you include the Cerberus one. Because that would make sense as to why he could have, 3 powers, because there's 3 of them, and also why Luffy and Zoro have said in the past that whenever he's around, they sense a beast. That's just huge speculation, but if that's not correct, and he can just have as many devil fruit powers as he wants, then it would make sense as to why he's stealing all the devil fruits, right? Imagine a war against somebody who had tons of devil fruit powers.
Wait, what? Didn't at some point they say there was something about the devil fruits having something to do with the devil of the sea?
Yeah.
What if if you have them all or something, you get to you become the devil or whatever? That just popped in my head. It's completely random and has nothing based off of anything. But just it has something to do with that devil.
I don't know. I'm not sure we're ever even going to get more explanation than we already did about it, because it's. Yeah. I think it's supposed to stay kind of vague.
Yeah, but I feel if the devil of the sea hates devil fruit users and the devil fruits, then I feel maybe that's somehow going to get involved with Blackbeard, because Blackbeard collecting all the devil fruits. But I don't know.
Alright, so where do you think Marco is? Because we know that he's probably alive. Just for the sake of the plot, it would make more sense if he was alive. So, if he is alive and he's hiding somewhere, where do you think he would be? I have 2 ideas of where he might be.
I have no idea.
Well, I think the one that makes the most sense would be that he would be with Shanks. Because, whenever, after the war, him and Shanks were both at Whitebeard's grave, being kind of buddy-buddy, right? So it would make sense that, after your entire crew gets wiped out by Blackbeard, you'd run to another emperor for protection, right?
Mm-hmm. But all the other emperors, well, I guess Shanks is kind of an exception, but all emperors are kind of like rivals to each other, so it doesn't I don't think it would completely make sense to just run to another emperor for protection.
But like I said, he's like kind of friends with Shanks. Like the Whitebeard pirates and the red-haired pirates are kind of like, I don't know, kind of like Law and Luffy's groups. Like,
yeah, I guess. And you said, what was your second idea?
Well, I was thinking that do we know how long Robin was with Dragon? Like, was she with him for the entire 2 years?
Well, she spent the time on that in that prison camp thing, but that wasn't that long.
Because I was just thinking that if she wasn't there the whole time, then it would make for a lot of cool stuff. Like, if she was away for whatever reason, then that would mean that there could be a lot of cool stuff going on with the revolutionaries. Like, maybe Marco could be there. Maybe he could have, like, a road poneglyph, but I doubt he would.
Oh, yeah. And also the whole thing where I thought one of the road poneglyphs would be with the Revolution Army. I've been convinced that it's not because Robin was there.
Right, but my theory is, though, like, I agree with you, but then I was thinking about it later, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. So if Robin, like, if she wasn't there, like, say she went off on a mission or something, and then, or like, say something happened after she left to go meet up with Luffy, right? So, like, say she told Dragon, oh, by the way, just in the middle of a conversation, oh, by the way, I can read poneglyphs, or, he probably already knew that. But, like, if he had learned that, right, and then later after she left found it, then it would make sense as to why he would want to keep it. He'd be like, oh, wait a minute, somebody is in our ranks who can read this. We should probably hold on to this, So, like, if he came across it. But I don't see that happening. I was just thinking about, could have happened. But and then the same thing with Marco, where, you'd think Robin would have brought up that he was with the revolutionaries if he was, but then at the same time, maybe, he didn't show up until after she left, or maybe she was, not on the island the whole time with them, and so she didn't know.
Uh-huh.
But, I don't know. I think it makes more sense for him to be with Shanks, though.
Okay. And then the next chapter.
Oh, wait. There's another...
Was there something more in that chapter?
I think... Was it this chapter? I think it was. Yeah, because there was one point where Robin brings up to Luffy, like, oh, by the way, if you come across the poneglyph, make a copy of it for me. And he's like, okay. Like, do you think that he would do that or no? Like, I know we talked about this before and how
I think he's going to steal it. Yeah. Just, like, literally pick it up and steal it.
I love Frankie's hair being like the whale. Just, like, flipping through the pages here. And seeing his hair. Right. So, okay, the next chapter, Understood. That was a pretty big one with Zunisha.
Oh, yeah. That was amazing.
So, well, first off, we got some pretty cool stuff. We got some more information about the movie, and then an epic, like, color spread at the beginning of, like, old-time Japanese style with, like, all the characters who are going to Big Mom.
Uh-huh.
Except, for some reason, Momo and Carrot are both on it, which doesn't really make sense to me. Like, I guess it makes... It's all the characters that they were talking about either going to Big Mom or staying behind or going after Marco, right? So, but then, why is Carrot in it?
Just to draw it, just to make it... Just because it's just characters that they wanted to draw in this picture.
I was kind of hoping she'd go with them to Whole Cake Island. Because she said something about the tea party, like, whenever they brought it up. She's like, oh, that sounds like fun. Wish I could go. And then, she was in the color spread. But then whenever they were talking about who's going, they're like, nope, fuck you. Just... I mean, I don't know.
I wish they had the stuff about Film Gold translated on the chapter page, Like, since they still put it in the chapter when they upload it, but it's not, like, translated there.
Yeah. So, okay, back to the chapter Understood. So, Zunisha is talking to them, like saying Jack's attacking, right?
Yeah.
And then only Luffy and Momo can hear it.
Yep. You need so you definitely need like Conqueror's Haki to hear it.
Yeah. See, at
but
first,
Momo.
my first thought when that happened was like, oh, maybe only the D's can hear it. But then I was like, well, wait, no, because Law can't hear it. And so then I was like, well, maybe you need Conqueror's Haki to hear it. And I was like, but Momo can hear it. So I was
Well, Momo might have it because isn't Conqueror's Haki something that you're born with? It said.
The conclusion I came to is that only people with Conqueror's Haki or people that are like born into royalty who could, you know, potentially get Conqueror's Haki, because like people we've seen in the past who've had it have all been like, you know, the super high ups, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean, Doflamingo was a king.
Yeah, you're born with Conqueror's Haki, I thought.
Don Chin Jiao was like the leader of an army, right?
Mm-hmm. So you can't use it right away, but you're born with it.
Yeah, the way that Rayleigh described it was that it's not something you can train to get, but once you have it, you can train it. I don't think it's necessarily something you're born with. I think that you need to have either like a certain ambition or like I think you can be born with it. Like I think Doflamingo was born with it because he was like, you know, born into royalty, right? And born,
yeah.
You know, he was supposed to be a king anyway, or at least he was supposed to be like a celestial dragon, which is higher than a king anyway.
Yeah. I think Momo's has it, just like hasn't like unlocked it yet.
My other thing was that maybe people from Wano can hear, like the kings from Wano can hear it, because that would make sense then as to why.
Yeah, I think their line definitely. It's definitely their line that can hear it. Right. Like their.
Well, not like just anybody from Wano though. They have to be like the royalty, because you know Kinemon couldn't hear it. So
that's why I said their line.
Right.
Like as in like their family line.
Yeah. Like their lineage. Yeah. But and then they brought up, you know, the last people that heard it was Roger and Odin. So I don't know. Like that would make sense, that because obviously Roger had Conqueror's Haki, and obviously Odin would have been, you know, Momo's father, right? So.
Yep.
But it's either, you know, just Conqueror's Haki or Conqueror's Haki and that specific family lineage. So that's my thought. Like, it has to be, right? Because what else would it be?
Well, but I know the family lineage has to have it, but I think it's part of the family lineage is Conqueror's Haki, but it's only the family lineage that can actually talk back to it, like, you know.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think that you have to be born with Conqueror's Haki, though. I think you could develop it later. Because, like, what about, oh, what's her name? The Pirate Empress, Luffy's girlfriend, Belle Hancock, right?
Not Luffy's girlfriend.
She thinks she is. In her mind, she is.
But she's not.
I think she is.
She isn't.
You just ship Luffy with, like, Nami or somebody, don't you?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I think that he's gonna end up with her, though.
No.
She makes him food. Like, you can't, like, that. I mean, that's basically all he looks for in a woman.
Yeah, but did you not, like, the whole point of it was that he had no attachment to her. Not, like, attachment, but no any kind of lust at all for her. Okay?
Yeah, but if you look, I know the movies aren't really canon, but in the movies he kind of hints at it a little bit more, I feel like.
But I've shown you that picture with, like, his reactions to Bo Hancock and his reactions to Nami, right?
There was that one scene in Alabasta and Nami was, you know, naked in the shower, and he actually looked at her. But then, you know, Bo Hancock, he didn't care about whenever he dropped it on her in the bath.
Yeah.
But
it's like he literally had no, like, just like was completely no expression, but when he saw Nami naked, he like had like the traditional like Japanese like nosebleed thing.
I still think he's gonna end up with Hancock, though.
No, I don't like Hancock.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. She has Conqueror's Haki, and wasn't she born a slave? Like, she wasn't born into.
She wasn't born a slave. She is like the lineage of what's it called? The Island of Women. She is like actually like the lineage of their leaders. She just became a slave,
Oh,
like
well,
at
yeah, I knew
like
she
a
was.
really young age.
Oh yeah, she was kidnapped into slavery, right? But was she when she was born on the island? Was she the like a daughter of the previous ruler,
I
or
think so. I thought that's what it was. I thought she was like the
I
next
thought
in
that the reason
line.
that they made her empress was because she could turn men to stone.
I, I thought it was just because of the family line. I thought it was the that she like literally was next in the line.
Maybe I thought it was because like she was just like the most powerful person there, and because they said that on their island, power is what's truly considered beautiful, and that's like the thing that they admire the most. So I figured that because she's the strongest one on the island, that's why she was the empress. I don't know, but I don't know. We don't know who her mother was, do we?
I don't think so.
But although that one like older lady, isn't she her grandma?
I think so. Or they might just call her that because she was like the emperor before the emperor before her. You
Because
know?
like, don't they in Japanese? Don't they call her like that? Offensive term for an older woman, like basan or something like that. I don't remember. But I don't know. But like you said, it might just be that they call her that because she's old.
Yeah. Or just because she's basically like took them in when they
Yeah,
came back
she
from
did raise
slavery.
them, so. But I don't know. I guess I don't know. But anyway, I just think that you could get Conqueror's Hawk without being born into it. That was my whole point. All right. So, what does that say about Zunisha? That you should like. Is Zunisha a girl? I think Zunisha's a girl, right?
Wait, who?
The elephant, Zoe.
Oh, I have no idea. Did they ever say?
I don't know. I'm just gonna call her she. Anyway, because Zunisha sounds like a girl's name to me. But anyway, what does that say about how powerful Zunisha is? That she's at least 1,000 years old, right?
Uh-huh.
And she could take out Jack with just one swing of her trunk. And we know how powerful Jack is. Like, he has a 1 billion berry bounty. He like completely decimated Zoe just by himself. Like, fighting against all the minks at once.
Yeah.
It's like, we know that Jack is super strong. He took out, Suru and all their group, or at least, like, I guess we don't really know what happened. We know that he failed to save Doflamingo, but he took out, like, half their fleet, right?
Yeah.
My question then is, like, did he get captured and then escape, or did he just, like, flee before they captured him? Because we know he lost.
I feel like he fled.
And
I don't think he would have just like been able to escape since Doflamingo didn't,
yeah. Well, Doflamingo's been in Sea Prism Stone handcuffs the whole time.
Yeah, but if they captured him, they would have put him in Sea Prism Stone also.
Yeah, but I just figured that Kaido's strong enough they could have freed him. But I don't know. Or maybe like one of the other calamities could have. I don't know. We don't know yet. We don't have enough information about it yet. Also,
Yeah.
Who do you think did he get all his injuries from Suru, or do you think some of them were from the Minks? Because
I feel like a lot of them from the Minx, because if he was that much overpowering them, the fight wouldn't have gone on for 3 days.
yeah, I thought it was really interesting whenever Jack first showed up and Inuarashi stopped his trunk with like his paw, and like you realize how strong he is, but then at the same time, like he like coughs blood, or he did something that showed like he wasn't as strong as Jack.
Yeah.
But that was a cool scene. Anyway, getting back to like the whole thing, like, can you even imagine how strong Zunisha would have been, like in her prime? Like she's 1,000 years old and she'd have got Jack in one blow.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I was thinking that maybe Zunisha might be one of the ancient weapons.
Oh yeah, I was definitely thinking that, because it's like how, or actually based off of stuff, I feel like it's Momo that's the secret ancient weapon because
Oh yeah, because of the way that the Fishman Island arc went.
yeah, I feel
Maybe.
like Momo's the secret weapon.
Maybe that's why
The
Doflamingo
ancient
wanted
weapon.
him so bad.
Yeah.
If he is one of the secret weapons, that would be hilarious. Because then Luffy ran into both of the two ancient weapons in a very similar fashion, where he's just like completely stumbled across them. He was like,
Yeah.
and all these other people in the series have been searching for the ancient weapons like their whole lives and never even gotten close. And then Luffy just kind of like comes across them, like, oh hey, how's
Yeah.
it going?
It's like, and he comes across them without even knowing like
Yeah.
anything about the ancient weapons. He only learns about them afterwards. You know?
Yeah. What do you think? Because Zoe said that the whole reason it's been walking aimlessly is because it committed a crime. Like, what crime do you think it might have committed? Like, that was one of the things that made me think that it might be an ancient weapon, too, was that it said it committed a crime. Or maybe do you think it, like, told somebody about the Void Century? There's so much, like, information that you'd get over the course of 1,000 years. Do you think
Yeah.
maybe it had something to do with Roger? Because he could hear the elephant? Like, I don't know.
I feel like it says in ancient past, he committed a
Oh,
crime,
yeah,
so
that's
it wouldn't.
true, that's
It
true.
wouldn't be because of Roger. It was probably like when it was young that it did it. Maybe the crime is its existence.
Well, no, because it said it committed a crime. It didn't, right?
Yeah, but it was also like could have been a child when it happened. So say things like committed a crime, like you can be like people can be taught like it's terrible, but can be taught things like that their existence is a crime and it's their fault. You know
You know what I just thought of that would be really cool?
what?
You know how we kind of assume that Raftel's going to be in the sky?
No.
Or at least, at some point they're going to go into the sky again.
Yeah.
Well, one of the big things is that Raftel's going to be in the sky. That's one of the biggest theories. Like, a lot of people actually think Raftel's on the moon.
Oh yeah, that could be very likely.
Anyway, I was just thinking that it would be funny if the crime that it committed was, like, one day when it was a kid, it was just, like, playing in the water, and then it accidentally, like, shot an island into the sky with its trunk, like, just blowing water out, and then it turned out that the island was Raftel, and then everybody was pissed because it was, like, a holy land.
Wow. That would be amazing.
And it would explain why it was, like, in the sky, just floating. Oh, so Zunisha's eyes. That's a big thing, like...
There aren't any. He only gains them when someone else is looking through. When Momo's looking through, so he doesn't actually. Or she doesn't actually have eyes at all to begin with.
See, that's one of the reasons why, I said it could either be the power of Conqueror's Haki or both Conqueror's Haki and their lineage. I think that people with Conqueror's Haki can hear Zoe, but only people from that family lineage can see through its eyes and communicate with it. Because Luffy couldn't talk to it.
That's what when you first said it, I said that I mentioned how that like I thought it was only the people who could only the lineage that could do the communication and commanding, but I knew and that it was Haki like here. When we said it earlier, that's what I also said.
The art in that chapter was amazing, by the way. The Understood chapter where it takes out Jack.
Yeah.
Like that one panel where you see all the scars on the trunk and he just obliterates Jack's ship. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Such a beautiful panel there. Alright, so what else? Let's see. So Zoe, yeah, everybody's freaking out. Oh, because That's the chapter, right? That chapter was the one that ended with the Denden Mushi. You know, I think it's funny how it's like, who could this possibly be? Gee, I wonder who has piano teeth.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
So it's obviously Apu talking to Kaido.
Yep.
But so what do you think of that? Because I've heard a bunch of interesting theories with this.
Well, you joined Kaido's crew.
See, whenever I saw that, my first thought was, oh, well, Kaido obviously recruited, you know, Apu and Kid and Hawkins and everybody there. Just by showing up, he was like super powerful, and they either fought him and he won, or they were just like, well, you know, we know you're stronger than us, we'll just join you. Or, you know, maybe like they made an alliance to help take out Shanks or something like that. But then somebody brought up that Apu might have been working for Kaido all along, and then whenever I heard that, I started thinking about it, and that would actually make a lot of sense. Like, if Apu was actually working for Kaido, and then he, like, was on a mission to, like, locate Kid's base or something like that, and, you know, capture Kid, or if he was, like, you know, trying to, like, he was working for Kaido trying to help him round up, like, all the other, what are those guys called from that, you know, like Bonnie and Zoro and everybody.
Yeah, the 12 supernovas.
Yeah, supernovas. I think that would be cool if he was like a secret agent all along.
Yeah, that seems more likely than just joined it afterwards, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it would make sense if, you know, because Kid wanted to take out Shanks, and so does Kaido, so it would make sense if they made an alliance, but I think it would be cooler if he was like a spy.
Yeah.
So yeah, then that was pretty much it for that chapter. But that was a great chapter. Like, I understood why he needed the break, because the art in that chapter was amazing. And then that brings us to this latest chapter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Descending the Elephant. Finally, we're at the end of Zoe. I mean, I don't know why I said finally. It was a really short arc. But there was no bad chapters in this arc.
I know. This was like it was like redemption from how it's been.
From Dressrosa being like literally an eighth of the series.
Yeah. And I love just like bandaging up the leg.
Mm-hmm. Chopper's adorable.
Yeah.
Like, you know, whenever we did our first podcast, we were answering all those questions about like who we think the funniest character is. I always find it like cute and adorable and pretty hilarious whenever Chopper is like getting praise, because he's always like doing that little dance and he goes, "Shut up, you asshole," or like something like that. It just like cracks me up every time.
Yeah, I love it. The only time I didn't like it was when he was in his giant form, and he did it. Then it just seemed weird.
Yeah.
But like every other time, I've loved it.
All right, so a lot of stuff happened this chapter too. Not as much information heavy stuff, but it was, you know, just wrapping everything up. Like, you know, we finding out where all the characters are going. Yeah.
For 1,000 years you have walked. Just where in the world are you going?
Well, I don't think Zoe's going. Like, you know, you'd think after 1,000 years they'd reach their destination, right? Like, I think that Zoe's just.
Well, Zoe doesn't move very fast, I thought.
Yeah, but 1,000 years is a long time.
I know, but I feel like because they had that line in there, I feel like Zoe must be going somewhere. Just because they had that line in there.
But isn't the whole point of Zoe walking because it committed a crime? Like, isn't it just walking aimlessly? Although if it was walking to a specific destination, I guess that would make sense as to why people can track it down.
Yeah.
That would explain, like, how everybody finds it, right? Because if you know where it started and where it's going, you can track where it is.
Yep.
Or, like, where it should be, at least.
But I just wonder where it could have possibly started to take 1,000 years to get.
I don't know. One Piece is a big world.
Yeah.
Alright, so we found out this chapter, like, where everybody's going. We know that Nekomamushi's going by himself to search for Marco, which I found kind of weird that he wasn't going with Inoarashi, but whatever. Makes sense that one of them would stay back, I guess. And so we know he's going with... we know Neko's going by himself to go look for Marco. I think, personally, he's going to go find him with Shanks, because they said they had some idea where he might be, and I think that would make the most sense as to where he might be. So, And because they know Shanks and are friends with Shanks, it would make sense as to why they would start with him, right?
Yeah.
That's just my thought process. Anyway, so we know Zoro, Law, and Kinemon are going to Wano, and I guess Frankie, Robin, and Usopp are going with them? Like, do we know where Frankie, Robin, and Usopp are going? Because they're not staying...
because they're not in that little mini picture.
Right, but they're not staying on Zoe, they're not going to look for Marco, and they're not going with Luffy, so that only leaves going with Zoro, right?
Yeah.
And Frankie specifically said in this chapter he was making some weapons to use against Kaido, so it would make sense for him to go with Zoro.
Yeah.
And Robin said something several chapters ago about wanting to, go get the road poneglyph from one of the islands. So I guess it would make sense for her to go to Wano.
Okay, and the turtle shell devil fruit.
Oh, there's a couple things I want to talk about for that.
Okay.
First off, Frankie can make Denden Mushis. Like, that's really cool. Do you think that they're going to show... Oh, and Beaver cards, too. Do you think we're ever going to get to see how those are made, or are they just going to bring up the fact that they can be made and that Frankie knows how to make them?
For some reason, I feel like they brought up someone making them before in the past.
Well, Beaver cards, yeah, but not Denden Mushis.
No, the Denden Mushis.
I don't think so.
They haven't? I feel like it has. I mean, I know there's been multiple... They've been freed before by the...
Yeah, well, during the whole war arc. Wait, what?
Oh, the freeing them. It happened, but the Tonta, or whatever, the mini dwarf tribe, they freed the Denden Mushis.
It happened before that, too, with Buggy. Remember Buggy and the one Denden Mushi during the war? Where the whole reason that the Denden Mushi would open its eyes for Buggy is because, he's like, you guys gotta consider the feelings of this poor little snail here. And,
yeah.
Anyway, but my question was, do you think we're ever going to get to see how either of those two things are made? Because that would be really cool.
Maybe. I doubt it. But
they specifically brought up the making of them in both of those things in this arc, and they still haven't shown us. I was disappointed.
Yeah, I kind of doubt we'll ever see, because it's probably doesn't have very good... They don't have a good explanation, I'm guessing.
I know, that's why I wanted to see how they did it. I wanted to see how he was going to explain it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we know Peckham's now we know for sure he's eaten a devil fruit, and that it's specifically the turtle fruit.
He's a lion turtle.
Yeah, I know. Just like from Avatar.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's just making me think of Avatar. It's like, the king and his pet bear. Bear? You mean, platypus bear?
Yeah.
No, just bear. So, a tiger bear? No, just bear.
Just a bear.
And then they went through, like, tons of different, like, two animal names, and then there's just like, no, just a bear, and then it's like, weird.
The lion turtles are different, though. They were the gigantic creature that, at the end of the series.
I know, I'm just thinking how, like, in Avatar, every animal is, like, two animals.
But, yeah, because of the way that he's designed, whenever we found out he was a mink, I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, does that mean that every mink is, like, two animals? But then, in this chapter, obviously, they kind of explained why he's two. And also he specifically said that his shell is strong as a diamond, which makes me think that might be foreshadowing for something. Because we've seen, diamonds used as stuff before, like Diamond Jozu, the one Whitebeard pirate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Because after you showed me something about you saying Zoro having to cut diamond.
Oh yeah, like because of what he said in
just
Alabasta.
like, and then like like basically the next day, this chapter came out, and they had diamond a shell that was as hard as diamond, and I was just like thinking about that.
Yeah. Oh, and we know Pedro is coming with Luffy's group.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that means he's going to be a Straw Hat. I disagree with that.
Oh no, definitely not.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the Minks became a Straw Hat, but I don't see it as being Pedro.
Yeah, I don't think it will be.
Like, if anybody, I'd say either, like, Peckham's or maybe, like, Wanda or Carrot, one of those two.
Yeah. I was thinking Wanda or Carrot.
But I could see Peckham's doing it, too.
Yep.
Although, what do you think, like, the whole reason Pedro is even going is because of Peckham's, and he said, something about his past. Like, what do you think Peckham's did that Pedro knows about?
I don't know, but I feel like it's part of the reason why he's with Big Mom.
Yeah, that's what I think too. It makes sense. But I'm not sure. I'm just curious. Like, what could he have possibly done that was so bad? Because whenever he came back to Zoe, like they accepted him like nothing had happened. So it couldn't have been super terrible, right? Because Ino Arashi, Nekomamushi, they're like, "Oh, hey, welcome back, Peckham's. And, nice to see you again."
Yeah.
But then Pedro's like, "I'm gonna follow this guy. I know what he's up to." Like, super angry. So maybe he did something specifically to Pedro, or I don't know.
Well, they said he knows like how he can be. I think.
Yeah, something about his nature.
Yeah, it's like
ulterior motives is the phrasing.
Yeah, it's like I feel like he's different than most of the Minks. How all the Minks are like loyal to like the core and would never betray their friends, and he's like slightly different. Like maybe he betrayed someone at some point.
Because Oda loves his references to other stuff. I'm thinking that maybe he's gonna be like, maybe it'll be something to do with being cowardly because he's a lion.
Oh, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense because it says how he can be. So that would okay, yeah.
And it would make sense as to why they didn't think that big of a deal of it because it's like, oh, he was probably just too scared to do anything, right? Like, yeah. That's the thing that makes the most sense to me, at least. I love that one scene whenever they're leaving and discussing who's going with them, and then all the Minks are just like, "No, I want to go with Nami. I want to go with Nami." And
Nami likes sleeping on my stomach.
Yeah, and the dogs are like, and I want to go with the skeleton because his bones. Love chewing on those bones, like.
And then Nami's new climb attack.
Weapon.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I mean, it looks so much like a vibrator, like, and it extends when you squeeze it. Like, come on. I mean, I was so confused whenever I turned the page and that I just see like. This thing shooting out at my face, this like, weird black thing shooting out at my face, and then she's like, caressing this. I'm like, going, did I like skip a page? What's going on?
Yeah, but like, it just the other ones seem to have more explanation of how and where the things fit in them, because like they had like the little bubbles and stuff, and like the rope was inside of it, and there was just like
I don't understand how squeezing it makes it extend. Like, and he's like, oh, if you squeeze it at a different pressure, like depending on how hard you squeeze it, it extends more.
He says that it's like using something from one of his pop greens, so whatever the plant it is.
Yeah.
From.
I thought it was curious he brought up like the magic wand feature, like, because he said that Nami wanted a magic wand feature that he couldn't fit in, and he didn't know like what to do about. But I'm just curious, like, what do you think she wanted in it that was in the previous one that wouldn't fit into this, or do you think it's a new thing she wanted to add?
I think it wasn't in the previous one. I think it was something that existed on the Sky Island that she spent the 2 years on.
Oh, okay, that makes that. And
so she wanted it in there, but Usopp couldn't fathom how it worked. It couldn't
maybe.
Maybe. But the thing is, Now it doesn't have three parts. I liked that.
Yeah,
That
I
was the
know.
best part
Like,
about
do you
splitting
think
three
she could
parts and
still
getting
take it
like.
apart, or do you think not? Like, do you think it's going to be
I
more like
don't
a
think
staff
so.
now?
I think it's more of a staff because it can shrink into like the small size and then she'll fight with it, but then she only has one of it.
Maybe,
Yeah, I don't.
maybe instead of
just-
having it be like a rope, it's more like it collapses into itself now, like the inside. It's just covered in like the stretchy thing.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know. Whenever he said, magic wand, my first thought was of whenever we saw the Climateact for the very first time, and it was a magic wand. Like she was using it for magic tricks against the one Spike Lady.
Yep, make flowers come out, make it rain.
I was
make
like, why would she
rainbows.
want that back? But then as I kept reading, I was like, oh, that's not what she was talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then on the next page, not next page, but like next 2 pages when they're leaving and everyone's standing there, Brooke's face does not look drawn right.
Yeah. I liked his face though whenever they're falling and like his soul's coming out. That was
Yeah.
what I liked a lot.
But like this on that page, it just doesn't look right.
Where is Carrot, by the way? Because I brought up that I wish that she would come, but now that I'm flipping back through this, I don't see her.
Yeah, she's not like on the ones like saying goodbye. She's not.
Do you think like she's already on the ship?
Wait, maybe you see how big Luffy's backpack is? What if she's actually in there somewhere hiding?
That'd be pretty funny. Oh no, wait, there she is. She's in one of the panels. Oh no, wait, no, that's not her. I always get them confused. I always get the reindeer girl confused with Carrot. The girl Chopper has a crush on.
Yeah, where?
But I don't see Carrot anywhere. Like,
Yeah, like you'd think they'd put her in one of those, unless she's gonna be coming. That might be why she's in that picture. Think about it. The cover pictures, because she's gonna be one of the people leaving. Because you brought that up.
yeah. Well, I like Carrot.
Yeah, I like.
I think it's cool that
maybe-
they have like the
maybe she'll
electric
be-
power too of the banks.
Maybe she'll be the one that will join Luffy's crew.
Hopefully, that'd be awesome to have a
Yeah.
Link on that crew.
Yeah, that would be perfect. And then Luffy just jumps off,
Well,
carrying everyone.
I mean, she's a rabbit, right? So she's got like super strong legs. Maybe she just like landed on her feet, just jumped from the Zoe onto the ship. But
Yeah.
it would be funnier if she was in the backpack, like you said.
Okay, the very last page. This is the thing I'm most excited about.
Yeah, so Vivi in the Reverie, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, to me it seems obvious that like they're going to the Reverie, and that's why she's leaving. Because it says at the bottom, the world moves. Vivi makes a move, the world moves. What else would it be other than the Reverie, right? Like,
That's like thing for all the kings and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
yeah.
that everybody's getting ready to set sail for. I think it. You see, I thought that was going to be like the very end of One Piece was going to be the Reverie, but she's already setting sail for it, so it can't be that far off. Like,
Well, I didn't think it would be the end of One Piece because it's just like the kings meeting. Doesn't it happen like every? How often did they
yeah,
say
but
it
it's going to
happen?
be a huge deal this time around because they've been foreshadowing this since Alabasta, so this is going to be huge.
Yeah. And I was thinking it was either that or somehow she was invited to Big Mom's thing.
Oh, the Tea Party?
Yeah.
Maybe,
The thing is, I feel like it would be more likely to be the
but
kings.
it has to be the Reverie though, because like, why
Yeah.
would the whole world be like the whole world isn't going to go to Mom's Tea Party, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just because it's a wedding between a king and like a mob boss. Like, you don't want that to be too public, do you? Like, aren't they supposed to be like underground, Sanji's family
Yeah, but on the
or queen and a
big,
mom? Like,
on the Big Mom things, like taking parties always a huge deal.
yeah, but Sanji probably has a big family, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, like I am sure. I'm like 90% sure that it's the meeting for all the kings.
Yeah.
but that was just like there's like a small chance that it could be the Big Mom thing. But the thing is, now they're gonna have like too many stories at
I
once.
just think
It's gonna
that
be...
if it was Big Mom's thing, they're leaving too late. Because isn't it like the next day? Or like it's happening soon. Because we went into the past at one point. Like it was 3 days away, and then we went into the future, and then we went back into the past, and now we're in the present again. And I messed up my timeline in my head because I have no idea when it's supposed to be anymore.
Oh yeah,
but I know that it has to be at least 3 days from now. So I think that it's too late for them to be leaving for that.
Yeah.
Or, like, at most, I'm at 3 days away, so...
So... Yep.
I think it's cool how Nami can do the Mirage tempo really accurately now.
Well, she's had a lot of practice.
Yeah. But, like, you know, I was watching Roger Space, and he said that, you know, with Nami's climate tech, she basically has, like, a bunch of devil fruit powers. Like, she can control lightning, she can, like, make clones of herself, like, she can do all this stuff, like...
Yeah. So she has a lot of devil fruit powers, but they can be taken away with someone just get her staff, you know?
I still believe that she's gonna have Monet's power at some point. Or at least a devil fruit power. If not Monet's, then a devil fruit power. But I think specifically Monet's would make sense.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that Sanji will never get a devil fruit.
Oh yeah, of course not.
And of course Frankie won't either.
If Sanji got a devil fruit, he wouldn't be able to swim with mermaids.
Yeah.
Just for that one reason alone. Like, he's not going to get a devil fruit. So... I'm just thinking now, like... What do you think's going to happen with Sanji? Because we know that that's probably going to be the next arc now, right? It's probably going to be the Big Mom arc. Like, the whole Cake Island arc. So... I'm just trying to think about what's going to happen with that, because... Like, Luffy is finally leaving after saying for, like, 10 chapters, "Don't worry, Sanji, I'll be right there."
Yep.
And then never leaving.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get a drink from the water fountain.
Okay. Alright, you're back?
Yep.
Okay. So, Sanji, anything to say about Sanji?
Okay. Again, I know we've already talked about this, but... Do you think he's going to get married?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be shocked if he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it matters either way, honestly.
The longer... originally I thought he's definitely not going to, but the longer it's been, I've been more thinking about it and thinking, like, maybe he will. I think he actually will.
The only reason I have for him not to get married is that I really want him and Viola to be a couple, and if he gets married, then that's probably not going to happen, but, I mean...
Yeah.
I don't know. But I wouldn't put it past him to get married, though.
Mm-hmm. He's probably gonna be so against it, and then he's just gonna see them and just be like, forget he was ever see the girl and forget he was ever against getting married.
Well, like, a lot of people think that the three-eyed girl is Purin, so, and she's pretty hot. I mean, she has 3 eyes, but you know, if Sanji's not fazed by the minx, then he's not going to be fazed by a third eye.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Oh, a new One Piece Film Gold trailer came out since the last One Piece podcast we recorded. It looks pretty cool, I think.
You should link it to me.
It's in the anime manga discussion chat.
Oh, it is? I thought I've been keeping up on that.
I posted it when it came out. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago it came out, but it was after the last podcast we recorded, so technically it's new for the podcast at least. Even though it's like a couple weeks old at this point. So it's going to be in a casino. Akai Inu was in the trailer. That was kind of interesting, I thought. Do you think he's going to do anything in the movie, or no? Just like make a cameo?
One sec. I'm clicking the video.
Alright, because like, you have seen this, right? I did.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Anyway, so the whole backstory here is that this is like one of the only places on the sea where gambling is legalized apparently, and so tons of people come here because it's like a huge casino thing and it's like a huge attraction because obviously gambling.
Yeah.
And then like that's the thing that draws everybody in. But then, I guess, well, like the bad guy, but I guess he's like the owner of the casino. I don't know. He, in some way, has something to do with gold. I guess he has like a gold fruit power because
Yeah,
the trailer.
Close his hands and he just like controlled gold.
It kind of reminded me of Skypiea with
I know, like the lightning and like him like making the things by melting the gold with the heat,
and, like using gold as a conductor and everything.
Yeah, and then he's able to turn people to gold. This one, it looks like.
I don't know if it's so much turning them to gold as it is like covering them with gold, but it would be interesting. Maybe if he had an awakened fruit, maybe he could turn people into gold. What if his name is Midas? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool. I don't know. I think the movie looks interesting. Some people don't think it looks like it's going to be super great, but I personally am looking forward to it. Especially if there's going to be a Gear 4 fight. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if it's going to be as good as, like, the last two, but I'm still excited for it.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else? Oh, in the anime, Luffy is finally taken down Doflamingo. Finally.
Cool. I should watch it. I should catch up.
They've had some really, really terrible episodes in the anime in these past few weeks. This past one wasn't the worst, but oh my gosh, the one before it, like the one from 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, depending on when this podcast goes up. The one where it's literally like 5 minutes of Gats going, and the winner is... And the winner is... And then everybody's crying. Oh my god, it was so bad. It was painful to watch. But I was just glad that it was finally over. Like, that Luffy had finally taken him down. But, the fact that Luffy has finally taken down Doflamingo, that means that things in the anime are just about to start heating up. Like, serious shit's about to go down in the next, like, several months.
Yeah. But there's so many different, like, storylines also.
In fact, I'm pretty sure from now on until where we are in the manga, like, from where the anime is now until where we are in the manga, I'm not so sure there's going to be a bad episode unless Toei really fucks up with the animation pacing.
Oh yeah, of course not. I mean, I feel like they might actually add in like a filler or two, somehow.
Probably, but like think about it. In between, this last chapter with the Reverie arc and everything, and then not the Reverie, but like Vivi leaving for what we assume is the Reverie, and then between that and all the way back to when Luffy had finally defeated Doflamingo and he was being carried off by the Marines. Did anything boring happen? Like, I can't think of a single chapter where something exciting didn't happen.
No, nothing. It was all amazing.
There was maybe like 1 or 2 chapters of Zoe that could have been better. Whenever we were like, "Where's Sanji? Where's Sanji?" for like 3 weeks. But other than that,
yeah, but that was just building up suspense.
I know. I'm just thinking like that's probably like the worst thing to come unless, like I said, they'd screw up with the pacing, or if, like you said, they add in filler. I actually don't mind One Piece filler all that much. They usually do a pretty good job.
Oh yeah, One Piece is like one of the only ones that does good filler. Like, I don't like Bleach fillers; those are terrible. Or like the Naruto fillers, some of them were okay.
Oh, the Fairy Tail filler was pretty bad, in my opinion. Well, some of them. It depends on which one you watch, but
yeah.
But anyway, I think that's just about it for this week. It's been a long podcast. It's been almost, I think it's been about an hour now, which is a little longer than our usual ones. But we had a lot of stuff to go over. I'm pretty sure we didn't even go over everything, but gone over everything I can think of, so. I mean, it's mostly been information-heavy chapters in the past month, so. not anything too big happened other than like Jack getting taken out.
Yeah.
And the whole thing.
I mean, we're probably gonna see some fighting of the Minx versus Jack, like, because they had some like flashes of that, so that's gonna be exciting.
That reminds me, a lot of people think Jack is dead. Do you think Jack's dead? I don't think he's dead.
I doubt it.
Like, I mean, he did get completely destroyed and thrown into the sea, but like, there's a lot of driftwood,
Yeah, and there's plenty of his crew that can swim. They had many ships, so there's plenty enough to survive that can swim that can help him.
I just think that he probably just grabbed onto a piece of plywood or something and was just floating in the water. But I see a lot of people going like, "Oh shit, Jack just got murdered. Like, he's dead." But I mean,
he's not.
I wouldn't. I mean, I guess I could see him being dead, but I don't think he is.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like something they do for like that easily.
I think they would have shown him falling into the water or something, like,
or like show him drown or something.
Yeah, like,
if you don't actually see the dead, if you don't see like a grave and them buried, they're not dead. Like, think about.
Even if they are dead, they're not dead. Like, look at the Thriller Bark. There's characters in that.
Mhm.
But anyway, like I said, that's going to be it for this week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. I guess we'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Bye.